Oh, okay. Oh, I can see what time it is. I forgot my phone the other day.
Is your phone off?
Yeah, it's always off. I just couldn't see it. Oh, as we're just talking, yes, my phone's always off. Tonight we have my good friend Laura Geller joining us, and I called this hour Laura Geller Unedited because there is no adult supervision. Hi, honey.
Hi, darling.
How are you?
I'm so looking forward.
Me too.
To being here with all of you and with my Lisa. I can't even begin to tell you.
How long have we known each other?
Oh,
gosh, how long ago was that?
20 years. It's going to be 20 years next year.
Is it really?
20 years.
Neither of us have aged a bit.
No.
Of course, you know, we're looking,
Not.
you know, just like we always did. So Laura Geller became a good friend of mine when I was working on QVC. And it's interesting because people say, well, why do you keep talking to everyone you worked with at QVC? I'm going, because that's who I know. Because that's, you know, when you work all the time, then the people that you become friends with are people that you work with.
Absolutely.
And one of the best things about being there was I made some amazing friends. I met some amazing people. I made some amazing friends. Laura Geller is one of them. She's a good person through and through. True blue. What you see is what you get. And I'm so glad that you were finally able to make, because we've been trying to coordinate this for forever.
For a
long time.
This worked out beautifully, and it's so lovely. Just first of all, it's lovely being out of the city, and then being in your home, and it's so comfortable here. So, and then hanging out with you guys. This is like so much fun.
So, by the way, Charles is joining us. Hi, Charles. Beverly, Debbie, two Debbies, Dawn, Kathy, Danielle, Judy, Jan. Hi, everybody. Everybody's very excited about you being here.
Oh,
I have to
so
say.
Nice to hear. But I must admit, when you just did that, when she did that, like, do you remember Romper Room?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
I think she held up like a magic mirror. I can't remember what her name was, and she'd go, I see Debbie, I see Lisa, I see Charles.
So she picked all the common names.
So obviously, we know I'm older than Lisa, and I would wait. I would wait as a kid and hope that she would say, "I see Laura." It was either Wonderama or Romper Room. I can't remember. So when you did that,
That's
I just
so
had this
funny.
flashback. Yes.
I'm looking through my magic iPad.
Yeah. It's a lot different today. It's a lot different.
So how long have you been on QVC?
So next year's 20 years.
Yeah.
You were my very first host.
Oh my gosh. Was that the morning show, or was that overnight still?
No, it was during the day.
Okay.
It was a daytime. By the way, when I tell my story, because people often say, like, how did it start and what changed your career path? Lisa, fortunately or unfortunately, is part of the story because you were the first one to interview me on air. And, you know, you never forget your first time.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so let's get back to the very beginning. Where were you born?
Oh, I was born in the Bronx, New York.
Yeah.
We lived off of Fordham Avenue, Fordham Road, I should say, on Kingsbridge Ave. And we were on the ground floor in the Bronx across from an armory. Now, I don't have recollection, but my mother would tell me that they would do the drills in the morning with the drums, and she'd be like,
oh my gosh,
get me out of here. So we left when I was around 7 or 8, and we moved to Rockland County, New York, where I was raised, and it was very beautiful.
Now, was that urban or residential?
Oh, no, it was very residential.
Okay.
And it was quiet, it was country, especially in those days. It was country. And Spring Valley, New York. And you asked me one question, I'm telling you the whole story.
So good.
And so since there's a lot of years, then I left, and then I went to Fort Lee, New Jersey. I was inching toward the city, but I didn't want to be exactly in Manhattan.
Right, so that's right across the George Washington Bridge.
Right, it was like literally 9 miles from where I went to work every day. And I lived there for 18 years until finally I was like, I cannot do this. It's only 9 miles, but it felt like
takes
hours.
forever.
Yeah.
In traffic?
Yeah.
Oh, in traffic is bad.
So I've been in the city ever since, in Manhattan.
So let's talk about when did you know that you wanted to go into beauty and into makeup, and how did that work?
So I have clear recollection, and I was around 14 years old, and I was fascinated by not the business, I didn't know anything, but I was fascinated by looking at makeup.
Yeah.
I would sneak into my mother's closet and open her makeup bag. So unexciting in those days. Max Factor pancake, red lipstick.
Right.
You know, like you'd open up the pancake, it would smell like perfume, you know.
Oh my gosh, it did.
So
it was
bad.
so heavily fragranced.
But I loved, like, I was just fascinated to see women transform. I remember there was a lady in my neighborhood who was stunning, and she was in the business. And when it was my prom, when I turned 16, she'd always say, come over and I'll make you up. And she would put my hair in rollers and do my makeup. And so I was graduating high school, and I actually was going off to college, and a friend stopped me and said, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm probably going to go to school for secretarial studies. And she said, what? You love beauty. Like, why wouldn't you go into the business of beauty? And I'm like, do you mean beauty school? And she was like, yeah. I was like, ooh, really? So I went to the beauty school for an interview. And I'll never forget, Mr. Frank, the owner, said to me, you have a good gift to gab. I think you'd be very successful in this business. And because of Mr. Frank, I went to beauty school.
How fabulous.
And I went right into the business of beauty right after high school.
Because I do think it's interesting. You know, one of the big discussions right now is how many kids end up going to college, and obviously their career paths. And I do think there are so many things, not that college isn't great. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But I don't think that that's what you have to do to have a great skill and do something that you enjoy. And I think now, more than ever, there are a lot of opportunities to develop a skill, go to school for something different, apprentice for something, find something that you love doing, as opposed to just something that will pay the bills.
But one thing, I always used to say that and agree with that, Lisa, and I do think you need to find something you love, even if it's later in life. You know, everybody should find their passion. You know, you hear that all the time, but it's really true. It got me through the toughest of times. That said, I do think that if I had to do it over again, I probably would have, what I know now, I wouldn't have known then, gone to school or some kind of school to get the business acumen. Like business school or, you know, something marketing, because it took me a lot longer to get where I got because I didn't have that business acumen. Right.
Because where you went with it, that would have been helpful.
Very. And
that's because you didn't just work for other people. Doing your own thing was...
Yes.
Yeah. So you went to beauty school.
So I went to beauty school, and it was in Rockland County, and I remember thinking, wait a minute, something's wrong with this picture. I'm learning hairstyling. They didn't have makeup. So
isn't that amazing though? Because I think sometimes you think, oh, if I went to beauty school, I would learn how to put makeup on people and make it look good. And even I have a good friend who's going. They spent almost no time on color cosmetics. It's almost all on hair.
It's a very
so you really kind of have to. You have to be self-motivated.
Totally. I mean, I didn't want to be a beauty school dropout.
That's all I can hear is that song in my head from Greece. That's all I can hear. I knew it. Well, the minute you said beauty school, that was all.
I knew. I know. But because I wanted to learn the business of beauty, I remember saying to the owner, I said, something's wrong. Like, I needed to learn more about beauty. And it wasn't okay that they sent an Avon woman in. I was like, that's not what I mean.
Right.
Who gave a little Avon lecture. I was like, no. So he sent me to Manhattan to School of Visual Arts. And I studied theater and film makeup. And again, not knowing that's what I wanted.
Right.
But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned the anatomy. I learned science. I remember hating it, but I learned structure. I learned about bones. I learned about anatomy. Like, did you think you would learn that in beauty?
Wow.
Not in a million years.
Yeah.
And so that changed my path. That totally changed my path.
You know, one of the things that reminds me of is, you know, talking to Eva. So Eva Pavlidis is a good friend of mine and a good friend of Laura's.
So talented.
She did my hair and makeup for years when I was at QVC. But she did the same thing, which was she didn't just go to beauty school and then kind of go out and just work. She continually did continuing education, and she really went out of her way to find places where she could learn new things. And I think, again, if there's something you love doing, then if you want to really be good at it, you should go the extra mile and do, you know, you can't just kind of get on the ground floor and sit there. You know, if you're motivated, you got to work at it.
That's right. I was hungry for classes. I remember thinking there's got to be more education because School of Visual Arts was theater and film makeup class. That's not really all there was to learn. And so I kept taking classes. I studied under famous makeup men who were like Hollywood makeup men, famous TV makeup men. And I have to tell you, I studied for so long while I was working.
Right.
But I never got enough of the education.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is probably the biggest thing I would impart to any young, budding artist who wants to be in this industry anyway.
Yeah, keep learning.
Yeah.
Find people.
Absolutely.
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 So what was your first job in beauty?
So that's a really good question. Do you know that I don't think I know what my first. No, because job could mean like I did clients' faces and talent and television. So, and I've done so much. My first real job in the business of beauty, where I was employed by somebody, because before that I was sort of doing my own, traveling with my makeup kit and doing television and film and theater. But then getting a job and working for 10 years was in a store in New York City that sold theater makeup and regular makeup. We called it street makeup.
Okay.
Which is really just color cosmetics.
Yeah.
And because I had the knowledge of theater makeup, which was like putting on bald caps and blood capsules.
Yeah, I mean, you can, when they talk about theater, it's special effects without the computer.
Special effects makeup. Yeah. Because I had that knowledge, and so then I loved regular makeup, I found like this place that did both. And I have to tell you, I can't even begin to tell you who would come in there. Grace Jones and Anne Ranking and Bebe Neuwirth. And
oh my gosh, I love Bebe Neuwirth.
I know.
She's electric on stage.
I worked on Chicago.
Oh my gosh. I loved her in Chicago.
Yeah, she was amazing. So
the first thing I saw her in, by the way, was Damn Yankees, and at intermission, my friend that I was with told me it was her. She was playing the part of Lola, and I didn't even recognize her. She was on Frasier at the time. I had no idea that was her. Well, she was tiny.
Oh, she's so tiny.
And she was Lilith on Cheers at the time. So, she was stark and dark hair. And playing Lola, she had on a short, spiky blonde wig and lingerie the whole time. It never occurred to me that it was her. She was amazing.
She transforms herself, and she's so made for stage.
Yeah.
She's
a chameleon.
She's a chameleon.
Yeah, she could be in Witness Relocation. Wouldn't even have to try hard.
And I could help her with that, too.
How long did you work with her on Chicago?
Well, not for a long time. I had worked with Anne Ranking when Chicago was being produced.
Yeah.
And so I was hired by often these producers who would bring me in to sort of sort out the makeup, because there was no budget really for makeup people in theater. But if you were a big talent, sometimes they would hire you privately.
Yeah.
So I got to work on a lot of Broadway shows, and what I think I loved about that whole part of my career is that I never had to be with one thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I loved moving around a lot.
So what was it like? You're going to go do someone for a Broadway show. How does that work? What's the schedule? So it's an 8 p.m. performance. What's your schedule? How does that work? Where does it happen?
I'm laughing. Well, because the things I was hired for, like I worked on the Jackie Robertson story.
Okay.
I worked on, there are things that you probably never heard of, but I would work with a particular talent to work with their particular makeup needs. So it wouldn't be before the show. So I would work with them in rehearsals, making sure I got them the makeup they needed.
So they would do their own?
Yeah, they did their own.
Wow.
I mean, the first couple of times some of the talent would hire me and I would do it, but there really was no money in the budget for me to be a makeup artist for the talent.
Okay.
They had to do their own. So I would go out and sort out their makeup needs, what they needed to do themselves. Wig people they always had, but not makeup people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the wigs are...
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
It's totally...
That's the character.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and so for me it was fun because, like I said, I could just sort of drop in and drop out.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh. I love Chicago. That is the most fun. I think if I could choose any fun role on Broadway, Roxy Hart in Chicago would have to be,
Of course.
I mean, right up there.
Oh
so
my God.
One time, it's unedited. I can say anything I want. So one time, I saw Chicago probably 6 times because I loved it and it's a really fun show. And then friends of mine would come into town and we'd go to New York to see something, and Chicago was really fun. I knew they'd like it. So one time it was a Wednesday matinee. Now, they call it the blue hair crowd because there is generally on Wednesday in the afternoons, you know, a lot more retired people there because they're not working.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday on an afternoon.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of different kinds of people there, but it was a more conservative, older crowd.
Right.
Wednesday in the afternoon.
Okay.
So in the beginning, they're doing the whole song and dance, and it's Fosse choreography, which is, you know, pretty racy. And Bebe Neuwirth is out there doing Belle McKelly. And there's this one thing in All That Jazz where she's in the halves, she goes down into the half splits and she's wearing fishnets and the little black dress. And I had seen her do this a number of times before, and they would always wear the little black dance pants.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So she goes down in the half splits, that dress comes up and it just, and there's the bottom of her tush and it just, and it's fishnets and there's, yeah, that was just, and you could hear, and you know that at that point, they were just keeping themselves entertained because they had done that show so many times. Either she lost a bet or she bet somebody that somebody bet her she wouldn't do it or something. And you could hear the gas go up from the crowd because it was the older, and here she is just, and it was hysterical.
Oh my God, I would love to have seen that.
It was not inappropriate as much as it sounds. It was a side view and it was just very, very funny. But, you know, normally, so she could tell that they were having a good time and very comfortable with the audience there. So, you know, but I love that. So you started doing that and then you went to the store where they do theater and they do street makeup.
So the story goes that this store had a line of makeup that was regular makeup for every day. And they had private rooms where you could come and get your makeup done and have a makeup lesson. And I remember thinking, ooh, I've never done this. And so women would come and I would spend an hour and give them a lesson and I would be teaching them how to put it on. And I thought, wow, this is fun, because I'd see women emerging and being so excited about seeing the transformation and how enhanced they could be, that I realized I'm liking this. And I may be liking this more than running around all over New York and California and doing TV and film. And how do I parlay this into being something I could do all the time? But I have to tell you, Lisa, I was there for 10 years and I probably would have stayed there longer if they didn't fire me. But they fired me. Oh yeah.
Isn't that weird how firing can be the best thing ever? That's
and that's what made me start my own business. They fired me. Oh my God.
Why?
Because okay, so I had a week vacation coming to me, and I thought like, ooh, I want to go to Spain and learn how to speak the language and do makeup in Spain. I'm so not nervy like that, but I thought I should be. So I was ready to go to Spain. I had found out where I would go and live in someone's home, and I went to the owner and I said, I know I have a week coming to me. I need a second week because I just wanted to go for 2 weeks to explore it. I said, you don't have to pay me for the second week, but can I take the second week? And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then I came back the following week, and the owner's wife, oh, I hope they're not watching. Oh my God.
Well, nobody knows who they are.
Okay. Was not happy that I sort of like asked to take the second week. And she had a bone to pick with me, and she called me in the office with her husband. I was like petrified, and I sat down and they were like, yeah, we can't give you that second week, and you know, we were not happy that you came in and told us that that's what you were going to do. And so they were like, we have to let you go. And
What?
I was the best sales girl they had.
That's insane.
Not only was it insane, talk about, like, I loved the structure of having a job. I was not as good at the freelance, and I was devastated. I remember calling my friend Barbara and going, I have to come over. I was crying hysterical, and I never went to Spain. I just started my own business because the thought of not being employed just scared me to pieces.
Yeah. So how did you do that? How did you start your own business? Because I think that's always more complicated than it looks.
Well, and I, you know, nobody's really asked me these stories and or about that, but you know, it's not an easy story, so it would take far too long. But I'll just.
We have till 9.
Well, I'll.
If you want to go longer, it's fine.
I'll tighten it
We
up
have nothing
for
else to
you.
do, right, people?
Can you stay with me and tell me if this is interesting to you, Katie?
Okay.
Interested?
I'll keep an eye on
They
it.
are. Oh my God, I feel like a little
Look.
boring with this.
See, everybody's saying hi. Reba says hi. Christine says hi.
Oh, I love seeing this.
Judy, Roz. Hi, Roz.
I'm harder to hear.
Well,
Do I have to talk like this?
don't talk into my chest. That's
okay.
going to start rumors.
I can hear you both very well.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay.
Sometimes it depends on what device they're listening on,
Yeah.
and also because I tend to just project and be loud. So
I thought I was loud.
next to me, I think everyone sounds a little quieter.
Not me. Not me. Maybe other people you've interviewed, but not me.
Look, little Bo Peep, speak up.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's me. That would be me. So quickly, when I left that store, a client of mine who used to come to me at that store said, "Guess what? I have an apartment a block away, and if you want, I'm moving out. I'll sublease it to you, and you can set up a makeup studio in that apartment." Well, I thought that was the most brilliant idea, but it was in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. So it was on 8th Avenue.
Pre-Giuliani?
Pre-Giuliani, not a good neighborhood. But it was only like a block away. It was actually on the same block.
Yeah, but I'm telling New York
Right?
at that time especially was one block, different world.
So I took this apartment. I put a makeup station in there. And many of my clients came and they'd be like, "Why are you here? And do we ever have to come back?" And more importantly, I would do their makeup, but people would be like, "Well, how do I buy the product?" And I'd be like, "I don't sell it." And they'd be like, "What? We want to buy it." So I started very slow, and I would do...
What was the first thing that you created? How did you do that?
Oh, well, that came with QVC.
Okay, but so when you say you started selling makeup, you started selling other people's makeup.
Yeah, it was private label. So what that is where you go to a cosmetic studio and you pick off out of a library colors, and then you take your plastic label and put it on top. And I thought that was very fancy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's good enough, isn't it? And people bought it. I mean, I sold it inexpensively, but people bought it because they wanted to be able to recreate the look I had gave them.
Yeah.
And it worked for a while, but fast forward, after doing that, I had to leave Hell's Kitchen. I went to the Upper East Side of Manhattan, rented a little space in a salon, in a hair salon, did really well in that year. I even sold like costume jewelry. I was like selling a little bit of everything. And then the owner of that salon saw that I was doing well and didn't want me to renew my lease, so... all this time, I wasn't ready to open my own business, Lisa. I was a makeup artist. The last thing I wanted was my own store.
Yeah, because it's a lot of headache.
It was so much.
I mean, if you're a creative person, it's very hard to think about handling all of the stuff, all the finances and the legal and the contracts and the insurance and the paychecks and the payroll and the legalities and the leases and the everything, blah, blah, blah. If you're creative, that stuff is just...
It was all of that. And let me tell you, I didn't do a good job at all of that. And I remember Joy Behar was a client of mine from The View. And she had a radio show on ABC, WABC. And
makeup for radio, interesting.
Well, when she went on air at different places, but the idea is good. I could offer that up. I remember I used to close the store, shut the gate, and was like, well, I didn't have the money for an electric gate, and then I'd go to the basement of my store where I did all my bookkeeping, and Joy would call me from WABC and go, "What are you doing there? It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm worried about you. Get out of there." But that's what it was. It was grunt. It was 24/7, and it was tough. It was tough, but I'll tell you, when you love what you do, you almost forget about the pain. That some of it was, painful. I could write a book, but I'd have to protect the guilty and change the names because there were some people that made my life crazy.
You could use Pig Latin.
Oh, write a book in Pig Latin?
No, use their names in Pig Latin, and then we could all know who it was. We'll just undecipher. So was that the same? Was that the one at 74th and Lex that you ended up having for a long time?
1993, I opened a store that I had for 21 years, and I hope some of you may have.
I loved that place.
Talk about Cheers. People remember?
Yes, the Cheers of the Upper East Side. Who called it that? What periodical called it that?
It was I don't remember the magazine. It was about shopping in New York, and they termed it like that because we served coffee and tea and always had fresh cookies every day. I wanted to open a place that was not austere, not a place where women would feel threatened about coming to have their makeup done.
Yeah.
I knew that there needed to be a place where people could come in who never tried makeup in their life and didn't feel like somebody was going to come spray them in their face. And I think, we had something very special, but it was a lot to manage, and our lease was up, so we did close in 2014.
Well, also at that point, you had so much going on.
A lot.
Yeah.
I was barely at the store anymore. Yeah, I know, but I have the fondest memories. And
who are some of the really well-known people that you can think of off the top of your head that you did their makeup? Because I know you worked on so many people, but...
Oh, yeah. Well,
I know you've already mentioned some, but...
No, let's face it, there were people who are no longer with us. Legends, because I worked on a film series of where they were interviewed. So, I got the best gig in town. I was working on Audrey Hepburn and Ginger Rogers and Gene Kelly and
Get out!
Charlton Heston and Robert Mitchum.
Gosh.
No, because they were being interviewed for, it was called Reflections of the Silver Screen by Professor Richard Brown, and I would travel with him and do the show. So that was like one of the best, But then I was, for 10 years, the makeup artist to New York Post gossip columnist Cindy Adams.
Yes.
And I traveled with her everywhere. We went to Poland together, for goodness sake. But I then did everybody. Deborah Norville and Raquel Welch and I did Brooke Shields and Jodie Foster. And then I started doing a lot of models and socialites, weddings. Honestly, my awning at my store should have been called Weddings Are Us. I've done everybody's wedding. To this day, people stop me. I took my mother for a mammogram a couple months ago, and the radiologist came out and she goes, I saw your name. I was so excited because you did my wedding 20 years ago.
My God.
I have done I love doing weddings. So here I was doing TV and film, and then on the weekends I was doing weddings. It was everything.
Oh my gosh.
It was great. I have done a little bit of everything, but I think the thing that brings me the most, the most happiness is, teaching women. And not just, women like myself, women like you, but even celebrities. Everybody needs to learn the right way to do it, right?
Right.
So that's why I love having that platform.
And I think one of the things that a lot of times we get so used to everyone on TV looking the same that I think a lot of people don't realize when you see people on reality shows, they don't wake up looking that way.
Oh, God, no.
No. They have some of the most professional hair and makeup people to make them look amazing before they go on camera, no matter what the scene
For sure.
is going to be. And, when you think about what is their brand? When you talk about people in entertainment, anyone in front of a camera in any way, this is their brand to a degree.
True.
And it's very, very important for them to find someone to do their hair and makeup who's going to make them look like they think they should look and still make them look good. Mm-hmm. Because in a lot of cases, because everybody has their little things that they're married to when it comes to their own makeup, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, but I like the dot right there. Right there. Put the dot right there.
By the way, I have to tell you, and you may feel the same way, if I dared to try to change the color of someone's lip or the way they shape their eyebrow.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, can I tell you a Ginger Rogers story?
Okay.
So I'm making up Ginger Rogers. And, I was young, so I wasn't intimidated by these amazing legends. If it were today, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I know their body of work. Like, how could I be working on Ginger Rogers?
Right.
So I'm working on Ginger Rogers, and I go to put on her brow pencil. And they were a lot older at the time that I was making them up. She didn't say anything. She took my hand. She took the pencil. I had no clue what she was doing, so I was like, do whatever you want. I wasn't that makeup artist that felt like I needed to say, this is how you're going to do it.
Right.
She took the pencil and she started painting her eyebrows. Now you can imagine, she was older, her hand wasn't steady, and they came out awful. Awful. But I let her do them. She looked at me and she went, you're going to be very successful. And I went, okay. And she went, because you let me do my own eyebrows and didn't say anything. And so, to your point, talent knows what they like. And you have to be able to subscribe to what they like and make them feel comfortable. And I think that was part of it, too. I never got intimidated by the talent I was working on. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to hear the gossip. I was really, in it to make a living.
Yeah.
And so they knew that, and they always wanted me to come back because I wasn't gossiping about them. I wasn't letting people know their personal secrets, so it was fun.
Another thing I always think is very interesting is a lot of people don't realize how on a movie set, the closest thing to God is the director, and the closest thing to the director is the makeup artist. I mean, if there's one person on a makeup set who can halt production at $10,000 a minute of production time, it is the makeup artist who can go and say, wait, continuity. That lip color is wrong.
Yes.
Wait, I have to wait. It's that smudging.
Yes.
Wait, I mean, literally the most expensive film shoots possible.
Yes.
One of the few people who can stop production.
That's true.
Is the makeup artist.
It's true, and first and last to leave.
Yeah.
So it's a grueling day because makeup people have to.
And
be
a lot
there.
of waiting.
A lot.
A lot of waiting.
Oh my gosh.
For hours.
Wait a minute, I fell asleep during James. Oh my God.
I'm gonna need more. It sounds like
Fonda.
James Fonda.
Yeah. Is it
No,
James
John.
Fonda?
No. Wait.
Oh, help me. Jane Fonda's father.
Henry
Fonda. No, is it Henry?
I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
I'm not going to ask Katie. I'm looking at Katie. She's
Jane,
half my age.
I'm so sorry. We were in a hotel room, and they were interviewing him. And Jimmy Stewart. Sorry, Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart.
Not Fonda. I did make up Henry Fonda, though. But Jimmy Stewart.
Okay.
And he was older, and he talked very slow, if you remember.
Yes, he did. Even when he was younger, he kind of talked slowly.
And so I'm sitting on the floor, everybody, okay, action, shut the air, so it's warm. And all of a sudden he starts talking, and I go, I totally snored. And I got in so much trouble. They were like, you're kidding, right? I'm like, oh my God, it was so quiet and relaxing. I will never, I have a couple of those stories. Only me, I always say. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Till he finished his sentence, God bless him, may he rest in peace. I was dying.
Oh, my God. Oh, P.S. And by the way, if you know that you snore loudly, please don't sleep on the plane.
Oh, hello. They can't help it, though.
No. I sat next to a lovely gentleman. He and his partner were traveling, and I was in the seat next to them, and they were adorable and so nice. And there was a guy 2 rows behind us.
Don't travel next to Lisa.
Snoring to beat the band.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone within a 5-row radius is looking, going, what in the world? And the guy next to me is saying, he said, unbelievable. I said, I have no words. He said, you know why I don't sleep on planes? I said, no, why? And he goes, because I know I snore.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very considerate of him.
I take
those... No, you can help it if you don't sleep.
Yeah. Well, but you can't help falling asleep sometimes if it's a long flight. It's hard to stay up.
It wasn't that long.
Oh, my gosh.
It was crazy. And you're going, seriously?
Oh, my gosh.
Seriously.
I put on my Bose headphones.
Whoever is in your life must have the most horrible case of sleep deprivation, because I don't know how they would.
No, somebody next
sleep.
to me, it was vibrating. I was like, oh my God! And I got up, and there was no other seats for me to change, and it was an overnight flight to the UK, and it was
my
awful.
gosh, that's horrible.
Oh my God!
All right, so tell us about Daniel.
Oh, my son. I'm always happy to talk about Daniel.
Well, he's pretty amazing.
He's pretty special. Yeah. He really is. So Daniel will be 16 August 22nd.
Going on 30.
Yeah, I'm sometimes not. Sometimes going on 4, but that's only when he's at home alone
with
me.
Yeah.
And likes to just nudge me and does a good job of it. But Daniel is my pride and joy. And honestly, I am such a lucky mom, because he's an amazing kid, Lisa.
Yeah,
he is such an amazing kid. He was born into this life of me having to work, and and because he's traveled with me and because he's been with me at work, he's very comfortable in that setting.
He's so
Thank you.
He's such a great communicator. He's so comfortable with people. as an adult, you talk to him and you forget how young he is.
Yeah.
And Laura laughs at us because we have similar interests.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, you guys are such a bunch of geeks.
Yeah. I mean, like, I asked her one question recently when you were over.
I think it was about,
Daniel's homework, something about history.
I think it was something about, it was about World War II, I believe, in Churchill, and we were talking about Syria today. So.
Yeah, and they just went off in their own tangent.
Yeah, so Daniel and I are over there, blah, 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 and Laura's just looking at us going.
I'm saying there's a lot of lights here. It's very warm. How are you not schwitzing? Oh my God, it's
I don't know.
warm
Can you
here.
see what the thermostat is?
What's wrong with my fan?
I don't know.
I bought it for July 4th.
That is
it was a good
so
deal.
fabulous.
Oh my God, I feel good now.
I always carry a fan.
Do you?
Yeah. I carry the Tatcha fans. I love those.
Oh, yeah.
And they fit in my
beautiful.
bag. And whenever I'm trapped
Maybe I should be using the
in a
Tatcha
group
fan.
of people and it's hot and I bring out my fan, they are so jealous.
Okay, wait a minute.
So jealous.
I even have this fan.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
But
Very
it makes
nice.
too much noise. But it's a good one. I always said, if Flavor Flav could hang a clock around his neck,
Yeah, you should be able.
I can hang a fan.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But Daniel, my pride and joy, and smart and funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
He is.
But quirky sense of humor. Just saying, very quirky.
A little dry. Like kind of the afterthought
very
gets it in
dry.
there.
And sometimes I'm like, wait, what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. He's really got a great sense of humor.
he does.
He does.
He does.
And he's going into 10th grade. And of course now I said, what do you want for your birthday? You're turning 16. He said, I want to be the first online at the DMV. And I'm like, I don't think so. Where do you
In
think
Manhattan,
you're
where are you?
driving?
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah, he's like, I'll drive you to QVC. I'll drive you to
That's true.
Grandma's. I'm like, no, you're not. That makes me nervous.
I think learning to drive, early driving in Manhattan, I know a lot of people who will not drive in Manhattan, and they've been driving for a long time.
I'm a good driver in Manhattan, I have to tell you. I'm an excellent driver.
Well, I think I'm a good driver, but doesn't everybody?
No. You are a good driver, by the way. You are a very good driver. But I'm used to driving. I mean, I love driving.
I do too.
And so I think he'll be a good driver. And of course, I can't help. He wants to do it. I'm not going to stop him.
Yeah.
But
Whose car are you going to let him drive?
nobody's. A zip car. You can rent a zip car.
Yeah, really good luck with that.
You're not driving my car. No. I remember when I turned 16 and got my license. And I had an accident. Yeah.
Oh, I think I did too.
See?
I had when I was young.
I think your brain, we know from studies, is not completely formed yet, and I think, honestly, I think it's dangerous. So,
Well, also I think
How do I
today
look
there's
with my fan,
so
Katie?
many
You're
other.
smiling.
I'm laughing because Charles said, "What does Katie think about your driving?"
Oh, what does Katie think about my driving? She's frightened.
well, she has a lead foot. Can we say
Yes.
a lead foot? I mean,
I have
she's-
places to go.
Yeah,
All right.
She definitely
People to
does.
see. By the way, right now Phyllis said she's falling off the bed laughing.
Oh, you are? Oh my God, Phyllis, get up off that bed, off the floor anyway. Oh, which part is she laughing at? The lead foot or the fan?
Oh my gosh, it's so when I'm in New York, I am automatic New Yorker. What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Come on!
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
everybody
you are.
in New York, I mean, that's how you drive in New York.
To survive in New York,
Yeah,
even walking
you're driving
down
with
the
a bunch of
street.
cabbies.
Oh.
And they don't care. They got bumpers around their car. They hit your car. They don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Oh
But you
my
have to
gosh.
be like that when you're walking down the street in New York City.
Yeah.
It's such a.
It's a little nutty.
It's a little nutty over there.
It's a little nutty.
A little nutty.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Sherry called us L squared.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
L squared.
L squared.
I like
Very
that.
nice. Very nice.
Who's on here? Oh, that's my girlfriend, Adrienne Deutsch.
Oh,
How about Laura's friend? Oh, gee, she's so silly. I grew up with this gal.
so she's
Hi.
asking about her friend Aggie.
Yeah, Aggie. Hi, Aggie. That's her nickname. And but I know her since I'm a little girl. We used to do bed races. Like literally, like that's how little I was at one time. Where you never did that? Where you go from the top of the bed to the end of the bed, come back up, come down, come back up, and see who gets there first. Bed, like she'd be like at sleepovers.
I never did that.
Oh yeah, like so we'd
Oh.
be, and then we'd have to come up with a name. So we still to this day we made up names like Shala and Bleep, and so to this day she'll come up to me and go Shala, and like we just have this moment where we can totally use it.
You know, that's so funny because I have a friend that I was friends with since we were very young.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we called each other moron number one and moron number two.
Oh, ew.
And well, you know, we were in high school. And now to this day, if she sees me, she's like, hey, moron.
So nice.
I'm like, hey, moron.
Oh my gosh, see, only you can do that with friends. Here's another friend I grew up with, Phyllis Topchick-Politan.
Get out. Hi,
my
Phyllis.
gosh. Oh my, I haven't
Yeah, she
talked
said
to
she can't
Phyllis.
believe Daniel's 16.
Yeah.
Which I can't either, by the way. And when you meet him, he really does not come
The years
across
go fast,
as...
she would know. All
Not
my
come
friends,
across as 16.
even Adrian's sons, 3 sons are older now. Oh my God, this is so much fun.
Isn't this great?
This is definitely.
I know. But so Alexa was asking who's Katie, because we were talking to Katie. Katie is my assistant and a good friend of mine. We were together on QVC, and now she works with me here. So you'll always hear me refer to her, but she's very camera shy.
Oh,
so you probably won't see her much.
She's so pretty.
I know. If I looked like her, I would be the
pretty.
biggest camera hog, redundant, on the planet.
And her hands are beautiful. And I said you should be showing the jewelry.
I know, on her hands. I know.
Her nails are pretty. Anyway, somebody said I make nice cupcakes. By the way, I don't make cupcakes. What are you talking about?
Do you bring them in from New York?
No,
Oh.
I mean I make what we call mandel bread or biscochos, or not biscochos, sorry, mandel bread or biscotti, you would call it.
Oh, biscotti, gotcha.
But how would she have tasted it? I don't know.
Michelle's saying, where are you now? We're in my family room,
It's so nice.
my
here.
kitchen and back.
Oh
on
my
that
gosh, the birds out. Oh my
Isn't that? I love to watch them on the
here.
little fountain and the little bird bath thing.
So precious. I mean, I'm a little bit like it's a little too quiet for me though, because I just got here from the city, so I'm like,
Right.
I can hear myself breathing. It's really quiet.
And I think that's
But I do love
awesome. All good.
I love
All good. So
Yeah.
you were not an only child.
Oh no, I was not an only child. I have a sister who's older than me, 4 years older than me, Janet.
And she loves it when Laura tells everybody that.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Thanks.
By the way, my
right?
sisters do too when I start.
I never have a problem saying older than me. And I have a half brother. We have the same dad, who's 18 years younger than me.
Isn't that
my
wild?
brother Robert? Yes.
Yeah.
So so I'm somewhere in the middle and love them both and very blessed. We don't have a big family, so it's it's a very small family.
Where does Robert live?
Florida.
Okay.
So, I wish I had a big family. I mean, that's like, I loved being with my friends with big families because
You
we're
can come
very
hang out with
small.
my family sometime.
I know. It's like,
There's lots of us.
there's a lot of you.
It's a
and
tribe.
It is.
It's growing.
It's wonderful.
Which is
it
awesome.
really is. I remember growing up, always spending, holidays with friends who had big families because I always wanted I love the whole family setting.
Yeah.
And then here I end up like just Daniel and I. But you know
Yeah,
what? We
it's
have
all
our
good.
own laughter.
Oh, yeah, never a dull.
And tons of friends.
Yeah.
Tons of friends.
Yeah.
So we're very
And your mom
blessed.
is you were saying you went to take your mom to get a mammogram. Your mom is still alive and you spent a lot of time with her.
Yeah,
And
my mom is going to be, my God, she reminded me, she's going to be 88.
really?
I thought she was 87. She goes, do the math, 1929. I'm like,
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Isn't
She's
it amazing how the
great.
world has changed since she was born in 1929?
Isn't that unbelievable?
I mean,
And it's so wonderful hearing her stories. I mean, you get older and you remember your past, and she
Yeah.
loves talking about that with me. She's very funny. My mother is the one who taught me about practical jokes. So that's one of my little secret things that I love to do. Like, I have a lot of practical jokes that I play on people. I have little things in my house that you don't know what you're going to enter into when you come over. I'm glad I haven't done any to you yet, but now I'm reminding that I'm going to have to do them to you.
oh great.
So I didn't know where I got that from, but my mother was the queen of practical jokes. I remember her telling me a story that when she was living in the Bronx, my dad had some business friends over for dinner, and she put a wire under their plates. And at dinner, she would move their plates. And I was like, what? So I used to go shopping and find practical jokes wherever I could. I remember at my 40th birthday, everybody brought me practical joke gifts. That's what I wanted.
Oh my gosh,
It
that's
was-
so
Oh,
fun.
I love them. The fly in the ice, the extending fork, when you go in the bathroom, you open the toilet seat and it makes noise, like all of that stuff. Love that stuff.
Was she a good cook when you were growing up?
Not so much. I don't think she's watching right now. I mean, she had her special dishes. There were a few. There were a few that to this day I'll miss. I'll be like, how did you make that? And she'll go, it was very easy, but she doesn't remember. But she wasn't.
What were your favorite dishes growing up?
Oh, gosh. She made a chicken, and she mixed like honey and ketchup. It was really good. I never tried or attempted, but it was sweet. It was really delicious. So her roasted chicken was delicious. And believe it or not, it's amazing. I don't think I could eat it today, but liver and onions. I know.
Really?
She made like a delicious liver with onions, and I would eat that up. But if you put liver in front of me today, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
I couldn't.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I know.
No.
But as a kid, you eat what's in front of you, right?
When we were kids, you ate what was in front of you.
That's true.
Now?
Oh, that's very true.
Now it's trying to get your kids to eat.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's so true. I'm trying to think what else. Like I said, it wasn't an expanded palate, and we ate home a lot. But Italian was my favorite.
Yeah.
I still love Italian. You can give me Italian every day and every night. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So good for you.
Well, it could be. Probably not the way I like it. Yeah.
Who's the girlfriend's talking in the guts?
Oh, Deborah said your hair looks fab.
Oh, mine?
Yep.
Really? It's so flat. Okay. But thank you. Thank you, Deborah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Julie said big families are not always close, but she and her daughter are tight. So that's true. Yeah, big families are not always close.
You're absolutely right. But at least you have more options, right?
Right.
So.
If you don't get along with one, there's always another one there.
Another one.
Oh, my
gosh.
gosh.
I love seeing this. Oh, my gosh. Frank, these two need to
Tanya said,
together.
do you not have air conditioning? I do.
No, you know what? It's me. Like, if you've ever seen me on QVC, you might not know, but I always have a fan off to the side. But, there's some lights here, and it's very quiet, and so it's not that bad. It's just me. I get very excited.
It is... It's something that has always been an issue. Because I remember when we were on QVC and with the lights, and even though it's cooler in the studio.
The first time I went on QVC...
Well, that was extreme anxiety.
Oh my gosh. I mean, thank God the cameras didn't pick it up. I was wet. I remember Jill Bauer said to me when it was over, she goes, who do you think you are? Albert Brooks from Broadcast News? I was gone, finished, done. But so it's just, I get charged up.
Different people have different reactions
whatever.
to, it's all good. All good. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jody loves liver and onions.
Oh, she does. I probably would like it again. I think my mother fried it, I think. It was pretty darn good. Sweet onions. It wasn't bad.
I just couldn't. I don't know. I think
they said turn on the AC. The AC is
on. It's on, I swear.
No, it really is. It's actually, the minute we're done, you guys and I and Lisa, I'll be like, okay, now I'm cold. When I walked in here, I was like, it's a little chilly.
Right, and go figure.
Hot flashes are awful. And by the way, I didn't want to admit it, but I still get them. You don't get hot flashes, do you?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's any moment.
No, you're very lucky. I'll make more matte shadows. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I have a TSV August 26, all matte shadows. Just saying.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
And
Janet was saying here in Texas, we call hot flashes power surges. I like it.
Oh, I'm having such a power surge. Where in Texas? I love that. Personal summer.
Somebody was asking who you were most starstruck by when you were making people up.
Oh, it's Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn. Oh, my God. And it didn't, honestly, they, before we worked with her, they were like, no pictures. And so they got me even more nervous.
Right.
But, I mean, she was, for me, the epitome of pure beauty and elegance. And so it would have to be Audrey. It was Audrey.
I don't think it's ever been anyone like her. She just had...
Oh, she was so elegant. Yeah, I must admit. I mean, and sometimes I forget, the talent I've worked with. But Lisa, I have to tell you, I was doing my craft. So I was steadfast in making sure that I was getting the talent ready, that I didn't have time to get nervous,
Right.
And I was really comfortable doing that. So I think that's why it worked so well for me, because I didn't have that intimidation factor. I just didn't. Maybe today I would more now. I think I'd be more starstruck. knowing more today than I did when I was younger. But it was such a gift being able to work on the talent I worked on. I have pictures with some of the late greats, and boy, if I could go back and ask some of the questions. I remember Robert Mitchum. I was in LA and they were not ready for his interview. And they said, go keep him company, go talk to him.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, he's in the dressing room. Okay, go talk to Robert Mitchum. Like, about what? So I walked in and I'm like, did you have a lot of traffic coming over here today?
Traffic and weather.
He looked at me. He was like, he had this dry sense of humor. He goes, yes. And then he gets on set, and I walk out on the set to touch up his makeup, to powder him down, and he said to me, there's a lot of traffic out there today. He was so funny. He was so funny. Some of them had some great sense of humor. They were all very kind, all very sweet.
Yeah.
I made up Donald Trump.
Really?
Cindy Adams went to interview him. I made up the Donald a couple times. And by the way, very kind and very generous with his time to me, and made sure to ask me why I was combing his eyebrows. He was like, why are you combing my eyebrows? But, you know,
more men should comb their brows.
Yeah, I'd say. But I have never encountered, except maybe one talent, which I'll leave nameless.
Shall remain nameless.
I went to shake her hand, and she wouldn't shake my hand. She would not shake my hand.
Oh my gosh.
And so it wasn't just me. The interviewer was interviewing her for a TV show, and she didn't like the line of questioning, and she ripped her mic off and got up and walked away. I was like, stunned. So then I didn't feel so bad, because I was like, okay, she wasn't nice from the minute I met her to the minute she left. Yeah, that was pretty unbelievable.
So, not her, because I know that you worked with Cindy Adams for a long time.
Yeah.
But if some people aren't familiar with Cindy Adams, she's
an icon.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially in New York, in the world of entertainment, in the social circles. I mean, she is very well known. Definitely a mover and shaker. Yeah. Definitely a power broker.
Yeah. Also, she was very good friends with Joan Rivers.
Yeah, she spoke at her funeral.
She did. Oh, right.
Yeah, which was the only time I think I had ever really seen her, and she did an amazing job. By the way, I mean, you could tell that those two just must have been two peas in a pod
together.
Oh my gosh!
And I met Joan years before I ever saw her at QVC, because Cindy was friends with her, and Joan had her own TV show.
Yep.
I think it was Can We Talk? I think it was the name of the show. And Joan was, I have to tell you, I went with Cindy and I was making up Cindy, and the show ended, and Joan had like gifts there, like that you can give away to the guests, and she just looked at me and she was like, what do you want? Take this, take that. Like, she was so kind and generous, and I know she was very special in your life, as she was in mine, but especially with you as a good friend to her.
But she was to everyone. I mean, she just very generous.
You don't forget the people who give you that kind of kindness. You just don't forget those moments, especially when you're struggling and growing up in the business. Tova, I have a great story about Tova Borgnine. You have to hear this. So I was a working makeup artist, and I was brought in to do, I can't remember, the Bangles. What was the name of that group, that woman's group? Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, the Bangles was Walk Like an Egyptian.
Was that a group, the Bangles?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's before so many people's time. Oh my God, thank God you know what I'm
But it's such a great song, Walk Like an Egyptian. I love that song.
It was before I worked at QVC, and they were holding an event in New York, and Cindy Adams is also friends with Tova Borgnine.
Wait, was that when they were there for one of the Shoes on Sale gala?
Yes, correct.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Holy cow, that was so loud.
Yeah.
That was when they actually did the sales presentations from the gala, and meanwhile the Bangles are up there doing a concert, and you could not hear Jane and Kathy. It was insane.
And they brought me in. I didn't know anything about who was who, and threw me into this room to do these rock star gals, and the event was over, and everybody got a parting gift, and I saw Tova, because I knew she was a good friend of Cindy's, and I went, oh, hi, Tova, and she said, oh, hi, dear, and I said, oh my God, what'd they give you guys? And she goes, oh dear, I don't know, here, take it. It was a green suitcase my sister still uses it to go away on weekends. It was like a very basic green suitcase. And I said, no, I was just curious, like, what do you guys get? And she handed me the suitcase and all the good swag that was in there. I don't remember what was in there. And I still will tell Tova to this day when I see her, I will never forget that kind of act of kindness. Like, she knew me, but barely.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I adore her.
You can make an impression on people's lives. You really can.
Yeah.
You know, it's so important. I talk about this all the time. You know, you don't forget who on the way up and on the way down, because you never know, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
So true.
It really is.
Yeah, we were just sending texts back and forth. We're going to try to get together next week on that one. Everybody said they love Tova. I agree. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Delana. Hi, Darlene. And Lori and Paula and Diana and Deborah and Barbara. Isn't this great?
It's so great. Wait, I don't want to look down because I could see my part of my head. Wait a minute.
Wait, I'll hold this. Here you go. Here you go. Is this better?
Yeah.
I'll have to look down.
Susanna Hoff's lead singer Bangles was my crush.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Frank. Hey, Frank.
That's so funny. Who's Frank? Do you know Frank?
Oh, yeah, he's on here all the time. He's part of our tribe.
Oh.
We have some great men in our tribe, too, just to let you know.
Listen, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? My friend Adrian keeps saying hello. Adrian, really? Oh, my God. Like, honestly?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Victoria just ordered the telescope brushes from your website.
Oh, terrific. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rita says, always practice random acts of kindness. I agree.
Yeah, you just, it's something that, it's inherent, you know, that in me, remembering how people were kind to me, and I subscribe to that. And you know what? Daniel's like that. I watch Daniel run ahead to open doors for women. I watch him, when he was young, run ahead when an elderly person was walking, and run ahead of them, turn around and look at them and go, hi, just to try to put a smile on their face. And I think, you know, I don't know. Why am I even talking about that? But it's
because it's good.
It's good.
It's good. Oh, that's so fabulous. Everybody's just saying hi, which is so nice.
Yeah, I love
Anne
seeing
said
that.
that she met you when you came to Delaware for a makeup class.
Oh, maybe when I went to Ulta. We are in the Ulta stores, and sometimes I do personal appearances. I probably would know you in 2 seconds if I saw your picture, Anne.
By the way, Glenda's already enlisting you for another chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come back here anytime. Next time I told Lisa I'd like to do the chat laying down on this comfortable couch.
With somebody feeding us grapes.
Yeah. I mean,
we get to choose the outfit.
Would that be so wrong?
For them, not us.
I don't think that would be wrong.
No, I don't think that'd be wrong. Oh, yeah, Susan said that we need our PJs and a glass of wine.
Ooh, you don't drink. I do.
I could have diet ginger ale. It looks very wine-like.
Yeah, she does not. I would have wine. You don't have to twist my arm. I'm happy to do that. But, thank you for all this.
Patty says hi. Joy says hi.
Can I say you have an amazing tribe?
I love
look at the
our
love
tribe.
here. Just look.
They're fabulous, positive, amazing, smart, funny women. And there are days, I have to say, you know, everybody has bad days, and there have been times when I was so down and so just sad and exhausted, and I would literally just read the women on my Facebook page, and they would make me laugh, and they would make me feel like everything was going to be okay. And you know, just it's I think that we have a great group, and they're a positive group. I mean, there's enough negativity, but it's a really...
I know. Listen, I see, because I see your comments all the time. You know, obviously I couldn't wait to do this with you for that reason, because you can feel that love, and it feels very tribe-ish. I mean, it really does feel like an extended family, and I think maybe that's part of it, coming from a small family. Like, you embrace the people that you work with, that you talk to, and I really need that love. Like, I love it. I love it.
Well, yeah, I definitely think that we need to come back. We need to do another chat, and maybe that does need to be in. We'll make it kind of. We'll do a PJ thing. Do you remember when Joan Rivers and Kathy Levin used to do the pajama party thing?
Yeah.
And when Joan brought her that live sheep, do you remember when Joan brought a live sheep?
Oh, it's only Joan could.
Oh my gosh! I mean, those two were the best.
But I think you guys love this, right? I mean, listen, there's nothing better than I love being on QVC. I love talking to my gals. I love teaching you. But I don't get the chance to really, respond to a question or a comment in live time. And I love this new opportunity for that kind of engagement. Like, seeing these comments live is so cool.
Isn't it great?
So awesome.
I love it.
And so with all these hearts, like that, people are just sending hearts?
Yeah, because they like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello
Well, they
from
love it.
Toledo.
They like it. Yeah, Glenna says hi. Lisa, Debbie, two different
Come on,
Debbies.
who remembers Wonderama or Romper Room when they did that?
Romper Room? Because I remember the show being on, but I never watched the show.
Oh, but you got to go back and look. I think she just passed. Someone posted that she used to use the magic mirror. Thank you for getting my Mediterranean TSV, Debbie.
Yay!
Purple looks beautiful on you. It's actually like blue. I think it's coming off
Yeah, I think
purple,
it comes a little purple.
But thank you for saying that.
Yeah. She loves the, I think she said Brighton.
Oh. Balance and Brighton?
Oh, Patricia. Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Patricia's definitely a regular member of our tribe. You know the necklace that I'm going to show you as soon as we're done? The one from Turkey? Patricia bought that.
Ooh,
Yeah, she was the one who was asking for it forever
that.
and ever, and I'm going to show it to you when we're done.
I'm eager to see that.
Yeah.
Of course, I have Lisa's. I love.
Isn't that great, the tassel necklace?
Like, this is so my style. Like, when she was selling it, I tried to get it, and it sold out. And I was like a little, not happy about that. But then I got it on, it went back up. So I was lucky enough to get it.
And you got it in yellow, but now you said you're going to get it in white, too.
Yeah, because I love it in white. I'm borrowing yours.
And that big
Romper Room, thank you, Jacqueline.
Oh, yeah, Romper Room.
Oh, I love you, Jacqueline. Thank you.
And then the big Rolo bracelet you're going to get. You loved.
Yes, I lost a bracelet when I was in London. I don't know where I lost it. I had it for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it must have fallen off my wrist. And Lisa was wearing one. We went out for dinner a couple of months ago. I kept staring at her wrist, and I was like, that looks a little like the bracelet I lost, but a little chunkier. And so I need to replace it and not spend the kind of money today what that bracelet would be today. I bought it 20 years ago when gold was so not expensive, although it was expensive for me then. I just couldn't do it right now. I couldn't fathom it. But that bracelet is gorgeous, so I'm going to definitely get it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, they just got the tribe necklace.
Oh, good. Vicky just got the tribe necklace. Oh, did I show you that one?
No.
I'll have to show you that. There's a tribe bracelet coming up, too.
Oh, my God. It's very dangerous coming here tonight because she had a lot of,
I know. I took a bunch of jewelry and I just laid it out on the counter in the kitchen, and I say, okay, this sold out, this is coming up, this is still available, what do you think of this?
Listen, you don't have to twist my arm when it comes to jewelry and accessories, and you have the best taste.
Laura loves jewelry and accessories, I have to say.
I do. I have a lot of Ripka, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Judas.
Oh, by the way, Saturday night, Katie and I went and spent time with the Ripkanistas.
Oh,
and
where? In New York?
No, right here. They got together here in the Westchester area.
Oh, yeah, because
it was
used
so
to have
nice.
them at the store, and I would come to the store and have lunch once a year with the gals, and I miss them too. They were fun.
That was fun. Wait, Donna Murphy was actually on Romper Room. Get out.
What?
Donna Murphy was on Romper Room with Miss Sally and Doobie.
Oh, thank you. You got see. Where can you get this information, that kind of feedback in live time? I mean, honestly, it's sometimes a little embarrassing because, I still think I'm like 25. And, Oh,
wait, I was, a few months ago, I went to visit a friend of mine that we were friends back in
Moron?
High school and college. No.
Oh.
And it was very funny because she has been out of the dating world for a while, and she has a young son, and he's adorable. And now she's getting to an age where she feels like, you know what, I'm ready to go out again. And she was telling me that she was trying some of these sites, as far as some of the internet sites when where you really
who got married like that.
where you want to date someone and things like that. And that was what she said. She said when I was looking at people that I would respond to, she goes, in my mind, I'm still 25.
Yeah.
And I had to remember I'm not 25
I know. And
anymore.
So sometimes I'll talk about things like Romper Room or, doing Charlton Heston's makeup, and people are like, And who are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I know.
But they're legends.
Well, it's so funny because, sometimes I'll make references and I can tell that on Katie's face, she's going, nothing. I got nothing.
I did look up at Katie a couple times as I was saying certain things, just to get a gauge.
Yeah,
I mean, every now and
she's
again.
our millennial gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say things to Daniel, sometimes he'll be like, Mom, you're from the 18th century. Would you stop? And I'm like, because like everything's so different.
Oh, yeah. Well,
now.
when we were your age, we didn't have hoverboards. We had to walk around the house like regular people.
She remembers Daniel uses a hoverboard to get around the apartment. That's how he gets around.
Hysterical.
On a hoverboard.
It's hysterical.
I'm going to post a picture.
It is
day.
a part of him.
is.
He is so comfortable in that thing. It looks like a sci-fi movie where that's all people use because he's so comfortable.
He's so comfortable
on it. It's amazing.
Renee Greenstein was on, but she's saying goodnight because
Oh.
it's 2 a.m. in London.
Hi, Renee. Renee Greenstein. Hi, honey.
Oh, we love our girlfriend.
She's in London right now.
Oh, my
And she stayed up till 2 a.m. to say hi.
Oh, my gosh. I love you, Renee. Hi.
Call us when you're back in town.
Oh, please.
All right. Well, I do realize that it's been an hour, hasn't it?
Has it?
I'm just
Oh, what?
occupational hazard. That's me.
No, but this, I don't want to take up any more of your time.
No, so you're going to come back.
I'd love to come back.
I think we should devise a game that we can play with the women at home. And we can play here, and it'll be a new kind of chat somehow.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think that'll be really fun.
I like it. I just have to make sure. What are you devising? Okay.
Nothing scandalous.
No. Listen, to be honest with you, I wish I had secrets. I wish I had stories to tell. So I'm an open book. I don't have a skeletal past. I wish I could a little bit, but I don't. So I'm all out there. So ask me what you want to ask me. Let's devise it. It'd be great.
Okay. So
And,
we'll do that again.
That would be awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you all for staying tuned and for something I could not wait to do with you, Lisa.
Thanks,
and
honey.
You are just a light,
Love you.
and you have so much love in you, and this was so much fun.
Thank you. So this is my good friend, Laura Geller. Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. And I'm only stopping after an hour so I can coerce her into coming back for another chat, which she is definitely going to do. Thank you all so much.